Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Cincinnati city prosecutor is disputing an interpretation of state law that contends a dog must be designated dangerous through a formal process before a local government can seek restitution from a dog owner whose dog has bitten or injured a person or another animal. The prosecutor claims this amounts to a one free bite rule, which isn't what state lawmakers had in mind when they updated the laws governing the confinement of dogs in 2011. The case stems from an incident in May 2016 in which a woman was bit by a neighbor's pit bull as she was protecting her dog. The defendant argues the law states that only a pre-existing designation of dangerousness can support the conviction of failure to confine a dangerous dog, a fourth-degree misdemeanor in which the plaintiff can seek damages. Without the classification, the dog's owner can only be charged with a minor misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of $100. Buses from all over Ashtabula County made their way to Geneva High School as the Northeast Ohio community hosted the Ohio Supreme Court's oral arguments.
I've watched Law & Order before, and it's definitely nothing like that.
More than 600 students from 8 area high schools saw the justices in action as they heard 3 cases during the 76th edition of the court's off-site program.
The lawyers have to be snappy on the questions. They have to be right on it. Even a couple times they caught them a little off guard. It took them a couple seconds to collect their thoughts.
After each hearing, students found out what those lawyers were thinking and feeling during a detailed debrief about what they witnessed.
They're the ones who have done all the research, so then you ask them questions on, how could this have been prevented?
As informative as it was to see justice play out before them, the highlight for many students was talking to the justices before court was in session, along with learning about how the justices discuss cases.
You vote from the most junior to the most senior.
The teens discovered what led each person to the state's high court.
There's a lot of segments of our society that have suspicion about the courts and lack confidence in the courts. And I want to work on policies that improve upon that.
Holding a position that serves these students and all Ohioans, Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor stressed the value of an open and transparent judiciary.
It's probably one of the most important and sacred things about being a judge is public trust and confidence.
While many of the messages were based more broadly, at least one student was directly impacted by Justice Melody Stewart's distinct path from a college music degree to decades of distinction in the legal profession.
You will find yourself in places where opportunities and doors open and you go, hey, I like that, or I think I'll be good at that.
I've always thought of going into law myself, but I love my cello and I love playing, so thinking of what she did that I can also follow in her footsteps was just great and inspirational.
Days after hearing oral arguments before students in Ashtabula County, a pair of justices presided over a case in which this time it was high schoolers defending their positions in a legal battle.
That there is sufficient evidence to convict Mercury under the statute.
11 schools recently vied for the title at the Ohio Center for Law-Related Education's 6th annual state moot court at the Thomas J. Moyer Ohio Judicial Center.
Today's issue involves no arcane nuances.
The dispute stemmed from the Second Amendment and how expansive the right to gun ownership is under the U.S. Constitution.
The right to bear arms is not without fundamental limitations.
The teams competed in legal brief writing and oral argument rounds to persuade a simulated Supreme Court how the case should be decided.
What does package mean in the statute?
A package is a hard divider between an object and its surroundings.
It was terribly hot bench. It's on fire. It was hotter than the Ohio Supreme Court would be with lawyers, and they handled it well.
Joining Justice Patrick Fisher as part of the 5-person panel in the championship round was fellow Justice Melody Stewart.
I judge moot court competitions at the law schools across the state, and theirs was equivalent in quality and in preparedness.
In the end, it came down to Danville High School and Gilmore Academy.
Congratulations to Danville High School, who is Team E. Congratulations, guys.
I still don't really believe that I'm here. It kind of feels like it hasn't happened yet.
They won, but it was so close. All 4 speakers were the type that, hopefully, if they go to law school, they'll get hired. I know that.
I've been doing mock trials since I was in 5th grade, so this good debate skill of being able to talk about legal concepts has really been a passion of mine for a long time now.
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.